Thank you again for joining me on this journey into, through, and with resilience. Today's topic is called In Spite of and Despite. I offer that as a lead intro or introduction to how we can appreciate how we must move forward in a world that sometimes appears to be moving backwards. And that backwards apparent movement is not just from outside of us. For me, it's even what I do within and against myself every day. And when I do that, and when I'm hopefully coming to the realization that I'm doing that, I also realize that I'm doing that against the design of the Creator. When I act against the purpose, the message, the original desire and drive that was instilled and installed from birth, the genuine and curious intent that insisted me in my existence, when I go against that, I definitely feel that. I can see it. I can feel it. I can hear it in myself. But now and then, I get the idea or the rebuke or the reset to get back on that path towards the resilience that I share with you in these episodes. These are just my examples, my lessons, experiences perhaps, for what not to do on your journey. So while I hope to give you something that you can use on your journey, and my whole intention is to add to your best of this day in this moment, I do not want to detract you or distract you from your honest intentions and your direction. I don't want to do that. I want to help you as much as I can. If I can't, then please cut off, delete, and never check out my episodes again. But my intention is to do just that. These are just in these episodes, in the book itself, in my workshops, and my presentations. Maybe you can use that as the base on the ground, low level examples of what not to do. And I say that because even though, as I said, this thing, this human quality, this spiritual quality of resilience is something we all have in common, but at the same time, you and I, we're each alone and unique on our respective journeys. I don't mean that in a rugged individualist style or nature, but we are alone with an independence and resilience to develop what includes sharing those qualities, that beauty that is unique only to you. However, that resilience, your beauty, your talents, they might be quote unquote yours, but they're not yours to hold or to withhold. For example, like the thought or like the love I thought I could control and distribute on my terms. I was definitely for decades totally incorrect on that. But the journey and the meaning for each of us to exist here in this moment is for positive progress. And yes, and from the construct of love and the life pulsing through our bodies right now. Like right now in this conversation, I'm talking again and referencing again that ice thing. And just as a reminder about ice, everything I do has to reconcile with those parameters, those guidelines, those guardrails for me. The ice I talk about is not being cold. It's ice as integrity, consistency, and entropy. Or it can change the E out as empathy. Now, I do run off of those rails and those traffic lines often enough to get corrected. or as an analogy, getting ticketed. But in spite of what I do against that installed and instilled wisdom, remember that these transgressions are mostly from within myself, not from others or from the man or from the job or from the injustice system. It means that I still have received the grace and the personal authority and responsibility to course correct on my journey. And so do you on yours. You have the responsibility and authority and accountability to maintain and sustain your presence of integrity, consistency, and entropy. Entropy in terms of the equilibrium of your energy, how you spend your time, how that power and force in your heart moves you forward. Entropy does mean a devolving state of chaos within a system, within life. I have taken the liberty of using Mr. Nolan's premise in that movie called Tenet, and to apply it in the 820 Enterprise and these episodes. Now, as a spoiler alert, but I highly recommend, again, if you have some time and patience and attention, rent that movie called Tenet. And I say that because using that construct, the movie talks about the movie talks about inversion. But me right now, I want to invert your perspective and move forward within a world that seems to move backwards and into further and deeper chaos. Like right now, in the past few years, maybe even a decade, now we're seeing black is white, white is purple, men are women are men, up is down, right is wrong, for example. I'm asking you to use your own definitions and metrics. Self-discover how you define your beauty, but also how you define these metrics of integrity, consistency, and entropy. That chaos externally is nothing compared to the chaos that I promote inside of myself. So my inversion of entropy means moving forward and against my own procrastination and self-inflicted wounds. I intend to move forward with positive, yes, and the onboard, always available love. Despite of and in spite of what I have done to myself on this journey to date. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, please remember and tell someone, hey, it's always 820.